Hello everyone, welcome to this session. My name is Satya. Today we will be discussing about using tshark as part of our automation to achieve parsing of messages with respect to the packet capture that we did in our last class, right? So review what we did till now, we discussed about introduction to tcpip, what different layers we have. Then in the next video we discussed about the capturing the packets on the wire in Wi-Fi medium and seeing how the TCP/IP stack is constructed for each packet, right? So let us dwell into the usage of tshark without wasting any time. I'll switch my camera. So this is the script that we have, right? So if you see here, I've written let's automate the Wireshark captured in the manual check, right? So whatever capture that we did last time, we will go on to parse it and see how it is generated as part of the file, and then we can work on it to check different parameters as part of the Wireshark trace for each packet, right? That is to be done in the next class, but in this class I will show you how to use the tshark. So then I put a command line command that will be used to read the Wireshark capture. So that is defined as in a variable and assigned to a variable, and it is tshark.exe -r shows that we are reading ompcap.pcap.ng, which is the capture that we did last time when we discussed about DNS packets and then ICMP packets. I'll put the link to that video in the description box. Please go through it before attending this session, right? And then we put a display parameter, display filter I should say, which is DNS ampersand IPv6.adr, and this is the link local address of the client, that is my home laptop, and I print in the verbose format, right? -y is the display filter, which says that either the packet is DNS or it is having IPv6 address as FE80::1141 A53793A4F95. This is the link local address of my home laptop. Then what we do is we define that particular command and split it, right? So that when we send it as part of subprocess, it is sent as a list. So arguments is equal to, this is the subroutine shlex that I import, and I split the command line with respect to spaces, right? And then I send this arguments as part of popen. Now this is a very important command because subprocess run was used. Run will only execute a single command, right? It will not execute a pipe of commands. Here I pipe it as a list, right? So popen input is arguments, which is a list of commands, that is tshark space -r space -home pcap.png -y DNS ampersand IPv6 address, like that. So that will be formed as a list and sent as an argument. And then after we run that command on the Windows laptop, we have to store the result in result variable itself, which is by using result.communicate, and I use the index 0, right? So I don't want the next index because it gives two tuples. I use the first tuple, which is 0th tuple, right? Before that, make sure that tshark is added as a path variable in your Windows environment variable. This is very important because as you see here, I'm running the tshark.exe without giving any directory. So you need to run this tshark.exe from a command prompt. For this to happen, you need to declare the tshark.exe or a tshark folder as part of the path environment path variable in your Windows system, right? So once you declare it and you run it, you will get the result in the result variable. Then as we see in the last captures and all, when we did the subprocess, it will be appended prefixed with b parameter, right? So byte parameter or something like that. So in order to get rid of that, we need to decode into a UTF-8 format. That's why I use this command result equal to result.decode utf.8, that will get rid of the b. Then I typecast the result variable as string and store it in the result itself. Then I split result equal to result.split slash loss slash n, and then I declare few variables, right, which is necessary to parse the output that we get from the tshark read in the later class, in the next class. That is spc underscore dns frame count equal to 0, dns match equal to 0. We will not use it in this class, it's just a definition. Then link local IP address. We want to filter DNS with respect to the link local IP address and the link local IP address of the broadband box, right? Because DNS server is residing on the broadband box. So then I iterate over the ipconfig dictionary that is created in the first class itself. I'll also put the link of for that video here in the description box. You can go through it, right? As part of this, I am checking for a link local key. If a key contains link local address, then assign it to a different variable so that I can use it locally in this particular part of the code, right? Then I do file processing here. As you see here, f is a variable where the file id that we are opening that is a dns underscore messages dot txt will be opened with a attribute as append. So whatever we store it, it will be appended. It will not overwrite, it will append it, right? So we open it and store the file id for it. Then we do iterate over the result variable, right? For I in result variable, where all the obtained tshark read packets will be available. Then I assign spc underscore dns, which is a string variable, with spc underscore dns plus I, right? So I will have the each line that is part of the tshark read packets. Then I write the same I variable, which is each line in the packet capture, into a file id, and I separate it with a new line, that is f dot write slash n. Then I print, after I exit that for loop, I print the spc dns variable, which will be unformatted. So what we get in the file will be formatted, and what we get in the variable, it is unformatted. Then I close the file id, right? So this is with respect to the code where we read a particular packet capture file, which is home.pcap.pcap.ng using tshark.exe, and the parameter that we attribute that we use is -r, and then we store it in a file. So in the next class, I will process the more parameters as part of the code. So here in this class, we focus only on tshark, using tshark as part of automation, right? So now let's see what is the output of this script. So this is I already have checked it and it's working fine. So this is the, as you know, if you go through the previous videos, you will come to know that ipconfig.py is the script that is being developed continuously, right, to achieve different goals. So as part of this class, we are using automation of tshark. So now I'll run it. As you know, it will parse the ipconfig variable. It will print different IP address parameters, subnet mask, gateway. Then it will ping each IP address. Subnet masks are not pingable. Default gateway is pingable. IPv6 address is pingable. Then link local address is also pingable, right? And then at the end, it will print what is the subnet, what is the route, and then it will print the this is unformatted. This is spc underscore dns variable that I'm printing at the end, and it is unformatted. Then what we will do, we will go to the folder where you will see that dns underscore messages is being generated, that we created a file and it's of the size 257 kb. So now if you open it, you will see with respect to each frame, and all the frames will be DNS because we put a filter as DNS IPv6 address. So all the frames will be stored here. It's a big file. So then in the next class, we will check each parameter and see whatever we have as part of ipconfig is being stored here, and we will read through it, right? So this is how you will get a file that we can work on. Then what we will do, we will read the file and then we will try to check different parameters. Okay, so this is with respect to this class. I'll make sure that I'll put the video links for the previous classes in the description box. Please do go through it, right? And if any questions, please put in the comment. I will try to answer them as soon as possible. Thank you. Bye.